If you want to make a lot of money as a freelance web designer, there is one thing that you really need to pay attention to, and that is producing websites super fast. So today we're going to be taking a look at InstaWP. This is a fantastic tool. Now, as soon as I started using it, I never went back. But not only is it good for designing websites, it's also good for developers and so on. But you know what? Let's focus on freelance designing and how you can make more money with InstaWP. All right, so I'm already logged into my dashboard here. So I just want to show you how quickly you can build a website in seconds. All right, so I'm going to come over here, click on Add New, and I'm going to give this site a name. So let's just call this Freelance. So that's all I need to do, Freelance Mac, for example. And then I'm going to reserve this site because this is a site maybe I want to show my clients later on. All I have to do now is to create a site. So this is the easiest way to go in and set up a website. And you're going to see in moments, we are going to have a fully functioning website. And then from this moment onwards, you can go in and add all your plugins, all your themes, and so on. So right now we're on 66%, almost there. And by the way, I'm not editing this part so that I can just show you how cool this is. All right, so now it looks like we have a URL, we have a username and password, and all I have to do now is to click on Magic Login. Now this now is going to take me to my actual website. Now you can see here it's being redirected to my admin panel. This is where now I can start working. Look at that. I can update my WordPress website. And over here, I can go in and start adding all my plugins. So for example, if I come here and say add new plugin, this is a fully functioning WordPress website. Now, what I like about this is you can share this URL with your clients and show them the progress. Now, although this was super fast, I want to show you a better way of using InstaWP as a freelance designer to save you a lot of time. So back over here on my dashboard, I want to now come over here to add new. Now this is going to take a bit of time because we need to select the tools that we need. So let's say a client comes to you and says, Mac, I need a website, but I'm going to need, say for example, WooCommerce. I'm going to need this tool, that tool, or perhaps maybe this feature, that feature, or that feature. This is where now you come over here and choose what features you need. For example, here we have a default WordPress website. So maybe you want to come over here to security. So over here on security, you can see we have all these options to choose from. On SEO, we have all these options to choose from. So I can actually go and say, okay, since my client needs SEO on their website, I'm going to go ahead, select that, move on to the next thing. Maybe it's forms. Now over here on forms, my favorite form builder is Fluent Forms. So I'm going to come over here and select it. Next, I'm going to come over here on page builders. So over here we have, all these several page builders, but let's say my client does not want Divi, he does not want Elementor, none of that. All he needs is Gutenberg. I can just go ahead and select that and I can continue on. Now we are here on marketing. So here on marketing, we have drag and drop sales funnels. By the way, WP funnels is awesome. So if you want that, you can select it, but let's skip that for now. Finally, we are over here now on WooCommerce. So let's say our client wants us to build a WooCommerce store. This is where I can come over here and choose WooCommerce. Okay, now in fact, you know what? Let's give us, in fact, I won't give it a name. Let's just go ahead and create one, okay? So I'm gonna say create site. Now, the really cool thing about this is you get a random name here. It's generated by InstaWP, which is pretty cool. So now I can go ahead and log in. This was a bit faster than before. I don't know why, but it just shows you that this service is super awesome. So if I go in and say magic login, like before, it's going to log me into my WordPress admin dashboard. And from that moment onwards, I can now start designing my site. Okay. So now to see if some of your plugins have been installed, in fact, we have an idea they have been, because here we have the SEO plugin. We also have Fluent Forms. And let's go to our plugins here and say installed plugins. Now you're going to see straight away that all our plugins have been added here. Okay, so you can see here, this is WooCommerce. I'm just going to skip that. Choose my location here. So you can add whatever country you're from. So in my case here, I'm going to add United Kingdom. So let's go ahead and look for it. Here it is. Okay, so now we can go to our store. But anyway, we're not setting up a store at the moment. This is just showing you how you can use InstaWP easily as a freelance designer. All right, so now that we have this, you can see here, everything has been installed, but I want to show you something even more cool. So let's say you specialize in designing websites that use, let's say, Divi, or perhaps maybe they use Elementor. You can actually create templates, and these are the starting points for all your websites that you're going to be designing from that point onwards. So let me show you. This one here is something I created called the Divi theme. So every time I want to create a website, I can just load up this particular theme. So over here, you can see I can delete it. I have a few options. So back over here now, let me show you how to create this template. So what you want to do is, let's say, for example, this website here, which has a few plugins, is the one that I really like. And by the way, adding tags is very important. So you can just come over here and add your tags. So with this now, what I'm going to do first of all is to reserve this, because I don't want this to delete after a couple of days. And then I'm going to come over here and say save template. So when I say save template, what happens now is I can give this a name. So I can just call this client's websites. And then I can give this a description. So I'm going to say installs Divi. Now you can add whatever information you want here. And then I can also add Fluent CRM or Fluent Forms. So these are the plugins that basically are loaded, and this gives me an idea of what is loading up here. Okay, here's the thing. For this now, we have a template type here. It's private, but you can also share it. Now, if you share it, we have the opportunity to sell it, but I'm going to show you that in a moment. So let's keep it private right now. So now I can go ahead and save. Okay, so now it's telling me this has been successfully saved. So let's say I want to now go in and design a brand new website. All I have to do now is to come over here to templates. And now you notice that we have client's website, and it's right there. Okay. So with this now, there's a few things I can do. I can go in and edit this. I can add more information. If I want to make it shared, I can always come over here. Okay. Now, if I want to create a brand new website based on this template, I can just click here on this create. So now it's asking me, do I want to create a reserved site or a temporary site? So I'm going to say temporary, and then I'm going to say create site. So what is happening now is InstaWP is creating a website for us based on those fundamental plugins or page builder that I would have created in my template. So this is super, super awesome because it saves you a lot of time. Notice that throughout this, I'm talking about saving time and also enabling you to have a fantastic workflow. So this is almost done, but now to make this really work for you, what you want to do is to install the page builders. You install pretty much everything that you need in order for you to have a fully functioning website, and then save it as a template. So right now we're at 66%. All right, so our website is ready, and you can see here it has a different URL. Again, let's do a magic login. And here we are. This is our brand new site. It also has our plugin here. This is our SEO plugin. We also have Fluent Forms, and we also have WooCommerce right here. So what we want to do now is, you can see here it's called Courageous Serval. So what we're going to do is to install our page builder. So I'm going to come over here to Appearance, click on Themes. So next I'm going to activate my theme. So by the way, as I mentioned before, this does not only apply to Divi. You can also use page builders like Bricks Builder, Elementor, whatever page builder it is for you to set up your base website. So at this stage now, what you want to do is to go into Customize. Remember, all your customizations that you do are going to be saved as a template. So let's say you choose a particular font, or you want to load up presets, or even like pre-designed layouts. All that can be loaded into this particular installation of Divi. So every time you log into, or every time you create a brand new website, it's going to have all these presets or all these settings, which means every new website that you build is going to have all the things in your library. It's going to have all your fonts all set up, pretty much everything that you need, saving you, again, a lot of time. This is very, very important. Now, I want to show you something also which is pretty cool. So let's say you want to customize your website further. You can come over here to configurations. Now, these configurations are also very, very important because this allows you to set up WordPress in a particular way that is much, much easier to use. For example, what I've struggled with for a very, very long time is to create dummy content for my website as I'm creating it. So let's say you want to create blog posts. That means you have to go in, add the heading, add the titles, add everything pretty much. This takes a lot of time. So there is a pretty cool setting here, which is called a faker. I really like this. So you can come over here and you can enable the core faker by just enabling it like that. So you can specify how many blog posts you want to have. So let's say, let's go with 3. So we can just set our post to 3. This is going to be for a default WordPress install, okay? Pages, let's say we want to add 5 pages. So we can just add 5. I don't worry about tags, categories, I don't worry about that. Neither do I worry about attachment, authors, and so on. So over here, let's say you have WooCommerce. You can come over here, enable WooCommerce generator. So what this will do is it will create the products for you. So let's say you want to add maybe 3 products, and then it's asking you product type. I'm going to say simple, and then orders. I'm going to leave orders as it is. I don't really care about orders. Coupon codes, yeah, let's leave this to 1. And I'm going to leave the discounts and all this other stuff like that. So what this does is it sets up your website and it has these dummy content already there for you. Okay, so let's say now you're building a new website. So that means you have to go into these dummy posts and then replace the header and the content with your own information. So this is where this really saves you a lot of time. Now let's come over here to this tab. So here, I mean, I don't really change anything here. I'll just leave this as it is. But if you want to add pre-installed plugins, you can add the URLs over here. But the better way to do it was what I showed you earlier on. We're using the default ones they added on that list. But if you have specific ones that are not on the list, you can just come over here and add the URL, which is pretty cool. I really love this tool, by the way. PHP, now I'm not a developer, I'll just leave this as it is, but there are certain situations where you may have an error. This is where you'd come in and change it, especially memory limits. I've seen a few issues with memory limit. And then this is general. So if you want to maybe install a particular version of WordPress, you can just come over here and choose it. But this has the recommended one, which is 6.4.1, which is brilliant. And I like the way InstaWP works with WordPress, because it looks like everything is all updated behind the scenes automatically, because as these versions are being updated on the WordPress platform, you'll find that they're also here. Whether it's being done manually or automatically, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's pretty cool, because remember, these updates are happening on a regular basis. So if you were stuck with WordPress 5.0 here and you have to update it every single time you install WordPress using InstaWP, that would be very, very annoying. All right, but this is really cool. Now, moving on, you can also make some settings for WooCommerce as well. So here again, here we have the recommended version, which is good, server location, and if you want to reserve the site, you can reserve it over here. So again, we have, faker, and if you want to enable this, see, these are the WooCommerce generator. You can always go in and do that. Now we also have multi-site. Now I haven't really used multi-site myself, but this is something that you can also go in and customize here, and this is going to work as your default as you're building your multi-site websites. So I really like this. So let's say you want to duplicate this. You can always come over here and duplicate it, or you can save. So I want to save all this. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now let's try and see if this is going to work now. Because remember, I was supposed to save this as I was doing it. So let's just go through this one more time. So let's say we need 3 posts, and let's just leave this as it is and maybe add 5 pages. Okay, now let's save. So that means next time we install WordPress, the default WordPress, it should have these 3 posts and 5 pages. So let's go back over here to sites. So now we're going to say add new, and we also have our option to build from templates, remember? So I'm just going to say create site. Look at how quick that was. That was less than 2 seconds. That's crazy, guys. This tool is really, really amazing. Okay, magic login. And that's how quickly you can set up a website. Look at that. Now, let's see what we have on the pages here. If I go to all pages, and sure enough, we have all these pages here set up for us. And let's go to our blog posts. All posts. And there we go. We have our posts all set up for us. This is brilliant. Now, what you can do once these are all set up is to just click on edit. And this is where now you can change the title. You can change all the content that comes with it. Okay. So all I have to do now is to go in and change the title. So maybe I'm going to call this InstaWP. Okay. Now remember, once you've done that, just copy this, and you also want to come over here and change your permalink. Now the reason why you want to do that is because you don't want to have any errors when you are running your website. So at this point, it looks like InstaWP only helps us design and deploy websites super fast, but not only that, it does way more than that. And that is, you can actually sell templates using InstaWP. So as a freelance designer, on one hand, you're designing your websites for your clients, and on the other hand, you can also sell your templates online. So when the work is a bit low, let's say the clients are a bit low, you can design super cool websites which you can sell. So once you sell these, your clients can just get the URL. In fact, let me show you how that works. So let's say this is our website that we need to set as a template. We can come over here and click on Save Template. We give it a name, we give it a description, and then here's the cool thing. We can set it up here as shared. And once I save this, here's what's going to happen. You can see this tab here called Templates. So this is where I'm going to see all my templates. So the private ones are the ones that I mentioned earlier on, where I can just use as I need to design websites fast. Remember, I said you can install Divi, all your plugins and so on, save it as a template. But if it's private, that means you can just load it up as you design other websites for your clients. But when we set it to shared, this is where things change. So if I click here on shared, now I have a demo one that I created over here. Now notice that everything now changes. I can go in and I can edit this if I need to. So I can give it a name, I can give it a description, I can also add some branding to it. So let's say, for example, I need to add a logo. I can choose my logo from here. This will be my custom email. And if I need to add a gallery, now a gallery would be maybe me showcasing the about page, home page, product page, and so on. I can add all those pages here, and this will be my preview. Next, we also have these advanced options. Now, I don't really use these, but you can set your site lifetime over here to 4 hours and so on. Now, what is cool here is you can have people actually log into this particular website so that they can see how it works. But if you want to really sell this, this is where this gets really exciting. We have this option here to monetize. So you can see here, we can set it as free, okay, but we can also set it as paid. So here is where you can add your price. I can say $1.99, click on update, and now this has been updated. Next, I also have a dashboard where I can take a look and see how much money I've been making. So here you can see our current earnings is 0, earnings so far is 0, and next payment date, this is pretty much taken care of by InstaWP. So over here, we also have a store. So if you want to add your templates onto the store, this is where you can agree and wish to proceed. And this now takes you to, in fact, let's click on it and see what happens. So here we have a name. We can just add our short description here, long description. We can choose the page builder and also the category. So let's say this is business. You can just select business over here. Change log, you can just add all that here and hit submit. So once you've submitted it, this now goes to the InstaWP database. All right, so over here you can see WordPress unit test data. You can go through all this if you want to find out more about this, okay? But these are under the guidelines. Now, having said this, there's one thing that I also want to mention when it comes to being a freelancer or even selling your own templates. Now, I've tried this, so I have a bit of an experience with it. Now, if you create your templates and you don't promote them, then you're going to have a problem because no one is going to know that your template exists. So you want to talk about it, you want to promote yourself. In fact, I did a video yesterday which talks about marketing yourself. So if you don't market yourself, then your freelance business or your template business will not grow. That's going to be a very, very big challenge. So what you want to do is to promote yourself a lot, talk about your template, perhaps maybe even do some videos about it, how it can be used, all the features, pretty much all that stuff that's important about your template. Put it out there, share it in your community. Maybe this could be on social media. If it's on the ground, you can go to, let's say, Institute of Directors, if you're a part of that, and just showcase this. This is what allows people to purchase it. So don't only rely on one template. You want to make sure you create quite a few templates because then you have people choosing from many, many different ones. So once they've purchased it, again, they perhaps will come back to you and say, hey, can you update the branding for us? And this is how you're also going to start generating money with InstaWP. Now, here's the thing. Let's take a look at the pricing because the pricing here is very, very important. So the starter pack here is for beginners if you want to see how it works and so on. So this is 5 websites, 5 templates, and 5 gig of space. So this is a 15-day trial. Now this one here with more sites, again, is a 15-day trial, but it has 10 sites. Now the package that I use is this one right here. It's $24 per month. So this gives me 20 sites, 10 templates, 15 demo sites, 20 gig of space, SSH, and 1 team member. So this is way more than enough for me. I mean, it does pretty much everything that I want, but this is the one that I highly recommend if you are a freelance designer and you also want to use the features that I mentioned about making money selling your templates and also creating your websites super, super fast for your clients. Now, all these things that I've talked about are important in designing your websites fast and also making money with InstaWP. So I have a link to this in the video description below. Have a go at it, see how it works for you. I am going to be making a lot of tutorials on InstaWP, and also I need to mention that since I started using InstaWP, I haven't canceled my subscription. This has allowed me to do way more when it comes to creating my websites for my tutorials, testing plugins, testing themes, and so on. You can imagine how crazy it would be if every time you want to create a new website, you go through your hosting company and do it through there. Now here, I can just go into my dashboard here and delete anything that I don't need quickly, deploy new websites quickly. So this is a really, really, really awesome platform if you are a developer, content creator, freelancer, and so on. So try it out. As I mentioned, the link to that is in the video description below. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Do you think InstaWP is a cool tool to use for WordPress? Let me know in the comments box below. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.